Okay, there was the thing about relationships too. What about not so much maintaining a relationship with finances, but partnering, actually going into business with someone that you are in a relationship with, whether it's a spouse or a whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. People do that. They have an idea. They're living together. They're like, let's do this business together.
I think it can work, honestly.
You do?
It worked with my partner, Ramon Simone, because we were total opposites in every way. And so he had his lanes, I had my lanes, and we respected the lines in between. I have in Shark Tank probably invested over maybe 150 partnerships.
Like of relationships? People who are in...
No, probably, honestly, the ones that are already in relationships, less have worked out. There's more fallout, I would say.
That's
overall.
what I wonder.
I'd have to think about that, but I think so. But I think it can work very well. I have businesses that are owned by 4 female cousins and they're working it together. I have businesses owned by brothers, wives and husbands, many of them. Some of them don't work out when the marriage goes on the rocks.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I've seen that a few times.
I have too.
And I also know a lot of women, they're successful, they're smart, badass. Clearly they're going to figure whatever it is they're trying to figure out, they're going to figure it out. And then they have a partner and they enjoy, it's almost like they enjoy working with their husband or their spouse.
Sharing everything.
So you want to share everything. Usually, so you have an idea, and then you say, hey, let's do this together. Then the marriage doesn't work out.
Yes.
And
well, the girlfriend comes in.
Now this person that you thought, let me pull you in on this. I've seen this a few times.
Yes.
And then the woman is dealing with lawyers trying to get her company back or buy her company back.
I think women are vulnerable to that.
Yes.
Just starting out on their own, pulling a partnership in, and then the partner not being nearly as strong, but they think they're strong because they're in love with them. And then it goes awry. I've seen that so many times, and never do they have a postnuptial or prenuptial. And it's a disaster, because they lose half the equity. I just have a sister who just came through this. Very capable. Her partner wasn't at all. He was pulled in, and she had to buy him out at great expense when the partnership ended, or the marriage ended, I should say. I think that's very common. Yeah. But some, though, do work out very well. You have it's, in a way, you almost have a leg up. You have an additional strength because you're married. You're really together in every single way. So when the partnership is good, it works out well. But I think I've only seen it work out when the partners are opposite. I think what makes all strong partnerships is opposite skill sets. I don't think you could kind of have 2 of the same. It just doesn't, because you get on each other's territory. Yeah. I think you always have to be opposite.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are there rules to that? Do you have any kind of theories about, and I'm talking more in a romantic relationship.
Not rules, because when I was in one myself, I had no rules. But what was important for it to survive is everybody understood what their roles were. That's, if you want to call that a rule, you can. Yeah. But that's about as far as it went. A lot is settled in bed when you have differences.
That's always a good time.
Yeah, that's
when everybody's very vulnerable. Easygoing. Nobody's combative.
You're forgiven.
I love you so much.
Yeah,
You're
so handsome.
Yeah, it's a perfect time. Perfect time. But I do think that is because like you said, women want to. You see the best in the person. You want to keep them close, and I've seen that many times.
Too much.
Very, very tricky, Barbara. Okay. What about age and business? I always am inspired by women because I'm in my 50s. So I when I see stories of women who first, Martha Stewart, making her company at 50 years old, or
was she 50?
She was 50.
I didn't know that.
She was already Martha Stewart in terms of creating things and events and doing, but her actual Martha Stewart living her empire. Wow. She was 50.
I didn't realize that
when she launched that. So
you have to give her twice the credit, I think.
At least, right? Why do you say that, though?
I say that because when you're young, I know who I was at 23. I had endless energy. I could run an 18-hour day after day, and not feel it. When I was 50, you felt the hours very much. Your body changes. Yeah. So I think I don't think age has a thing to do with it, but I think if you have the enthusiasm and the drive and the energy to pursue what you want to pursue, it's the same as when you're 23. But I don't know if I express that well.
No, I get it.
I
Because
probably got
physically,
it mixed up
because
there.
you still have the capacity,
You have the capacity. Yeah.
but your energy might be, I don't know.
When you're older, your energy is less, but you're also smarter. You know where to put your energy.
Mhm.
At 50, I was a phenomenal delegator. I could pick talent out from anywhere, recruit people from anywhere and get them to work for me because I knew they had a certain talent. I just had an instinct on it. I didn't have an instinct when I was 23.
You want to do it all yourself, probably.
Always. I always did it better than anyone else. Every job, I always thought I could do better until I realized one day 80% was good enough. And when I realized 80% was good enough, my business grew like crazy because I would choose people and say, well, 80% is good enough. 80% is good enough. Lower my expectation. And that's pretty good, 80%.
Mhm.
Yeah. That really grew my business.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about something that I've always been told that I'm starting to second guess, and it's that as I was, starting in this business, I was always told to own you have to own your own this and be your own boss and invest in yourself. And those lessons are probably still true, but I made a lot of mistakes using my money on creative ideas I had. I'll shoot it myself because I don't want anybody telling me what to do. Or even when we launched this pod, I paid for the pod myself because I didn't want anybody having too many opinions about.
I would have felt the same way.
You would have felt the same
way?
way? You make mistakes and then it's your money, or you pay
But you make less mistakes. I can't tell you how many partners I've invested in on Shark Tank who think nothing of losing money when it's my money. When it's their own money, they think long and hard about each decision they make.
Yeah.
I think it's great to have your own money invested. I would agree with your old wisdom.
No, I still have it. I just think I've made also when it's your money, when your guest cancels last minute and you've hired the crew and you've hired the space and you've got so that
You find a way.
you find a way. But when you lose the money, it's your money.
Yes, that helps you find the way.
You don't think it's good business to say use other people's money to?
I don't think so.
Really?
I had many opportunities. Well, why would I say that? I used someone else's money to start the business, so I'm not really truthful.
Yeah.
But other than that, starting the business, the seed capital, and even then, I don't think if you can possibly avoid using somebody else's money and use your own instead, it's better. I'm telling you, I knew where every dime was going. I knew when I was running short by 5 cents. I knew everything because it was my own money invested, and I put it back into them. If I had investor money, I see many of my partners just throwing away my money carelessly. It kills me. I've decided to invest in them, but you're really going to spend the money on that.
Yeah.
But it's my money. It's easy money to spend. You know?
Yes.
On PR, on everything that's peripheral to a business, not essential.
That must piss you off.
It does, but I've learned to be quiet.
Why? It's your money.
Because I want to build up the entrepreneur's confidence, and criticism doesn't do anything to help with that.
What about your discipline? I would imagine this career that you've had and this run that you've had, there's certain disciplines that you have to have as a business.
You're looking at the most disciplined person you've ever met.
Really?
Definitely.
Tell me how.
First of all, I learned it from my mother. She had 10 kids and she had a system for everything. She was the model of efficiency. So if I see something happen and I see it happen a second time, I create a system immediately. If I see somebody do this and they do a good job, I make it their job. I move on it right away and I create it so it repeats itself. With myself and my own discipline, I don't care if I'm dying, I'm going to work if I promise I'd be there. And I think that's important, that your word be your total bond that anybody would trust ever in anything.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of the other episodes we have on Angie Martinez IRL podcast.